Ed, thank you so much for coming in today, being with me. It's so funny. We want to keep our kids busy for sure with the summer here, and we also would like it if they would learn something. You're talking about coding today, but can you start from the beginning for people who don't know what exactly is coding in the first place?
So coding is, I guess we can use Hollywood movies like a reference. If you've seen like The Social Network or anytime you see someone sitting at a computer and they look like they're typing lines and lines of code, tapping away all this text is on the screen and it looks like an alien language. And that's what coding essentially is. It's all the programming languages that build up all the zeros and ones of our digital world. Whether it's like, you and me talking to each other here, or the phones that we use, or the games that our kids play, or anything that we see online. That's all driven by programming and coding. So that's what it is at its heart.
It's funny too, because when I was a kid, they were teaching me in school how to code, and I remember I loved it, and I
Mhm.
wish it was something I stuck with because, yeah, my life probably would have been different, but that's okay. I love my life anyway. How can we get kids interested in coding? Because even as an adult, I would like to learn. How can we, sometimes it's hard during the summer, kids don't want to learn, they want to relax. But this
Sure.
is something that's going to help them so much, right?
Yeah, yeah, it does 100%. It's not just about, I think, learning the coding itself. It's the skills that the kids are learning as they do this. Kind of to your point, it's something fun to do over the summer, but I think the magic we figured out is that you take something challenging like coding. Coding's tough. I mean, you and I grew up trying to learn it and it was super
Mhm.
interesting, but it's the methods and the forms weren't as friendly or as welcoming. What we've done is we've paired coding in a game development environment. So it's things that are familiar to kids. Roblox, Minecraft, 2D gaming, even Pong, first game ever made, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Showing them that medium and then teaching them coding through it, having them build their own games and learning coding that way makes it easier. So in the summer, the kids aren't whining saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm coming to class to learn coding." They're saying, no, I'm coming to learn how to build my own games. I'm learning some robotics. I'm learning how to code. So it's pairing it for today's generation of youth to make it familiar, and make it fun for them.
So besides gaming, what else can they do with it?
So when it comes to anything with coding, if it has anything to do with digital or technological infrastructure, let's say, that goes all the way from something like as simple as building a website all the way to tracking traffic online, all the way to building apps for people to use out there to put on Google Play Store, the Apple Store, or all the way to things like running electrical grids for like cities. They run on software, they run on different programs, and all these are different levels of programming, right? They're different levels of coding, but coding is a pretty, deep diving hole to get into because it applies to almost everything we do today. Cars use coding too when it comes to, starting up your
Mhm.
car, controlling the AC or the temperature, all that stuff. There's always some kind of software behind it, and programmers are the ones building that kind of stuff.
It's so interesting to me, and it's just something that it's just going to get bigger, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you see the craze with the AI stuff, right? And that's just with
Love it.
AI now. Yeah, and it's amazing to see what's happening there. But I think anything with technology, we're so much more technology driven that coding just
Mm.
becomes a bigger and bigger piece of it. I'd say 10 years ago, 15 years ago, coding would be more foreign. It's just text on a screen and it looks like
Yeah.
a lot of gibberish. But I think, in recent years, even since COVID, like last 4 or 5 years, we've had a lot of innovation from all around. So, there are people trying to help other people learn coding more easily. There are people learning how to apply coding in different ways in different, walks of life. So yeah, to your point, it's going to keep getting bigger and bigger. So it's pretty cool to see. Yeah.
It's so funny, just like talking with you. I'm thinking in my head, like, where did my brain change? How did I go from, understanding coding and really enjoying myself to now talking on the radio, which I mean is a big
It's
deal.
cool
Like
too. Yeah,
I'm,
it's
yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
yeah. But it's just so funny to me, like what changed in my life that I kind of put that, aside. I don't know. It's just funny to me.
Let's go back to it, Kiki. We
I
would love to bring
know.
you into a Code Ninja Center and give you a quick session. That'd be great.
That's
But
why I
yeah,
wanted to talk to
never too
you. I
late.
think it would be so much fun because it lit up some part of my brain that made me happy. So, Yeah. So, okay, AI. I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with AI. I cannot get enough. And I work with people who are like, what,
Okay,
and
okay,
oh my
okay.
God, they ask me questions. Okay, so for instance, I work with someone and he's like, oh, I'm listening to all these different radio stations, trying to come up with liners to use on a radio station here. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, why don't you just put the information of the station here into AI and ask it to come up with stuff and see what happens?
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
they're taking our jobs. And I'm like,
Yes,
no, you have to learn how to use it so it
100%.
doesn't take your job.
Yeah, yeah, and that's exactly what it is. I think I'll go back. I guess I'm a millennial. I'm an older millennial, so I grew up with Google, right? And it's the
Mhm,
same kind of phenomenon from back then when Google first came out. There was a group of people that embraced it completely, saying, "Oh my goodness, you can search anything now," and blah blah blah. And they got into it, and there was a group of people, and groups of people that said, "Well, yeah, this seems kind of foreign. It's hard to use." I see AI as that next thing. AI is like this huge evolution of where we've been for the last 20 some odd years with with search, and with collecting information and presenting it, that it seems so alien that even the people who were kind of hesitant about technology up until now, they're even more. So there's like this bigger wall for them saying, "Whoa, this is even weirder." I know it's cool. I know you're using it, but eh. But I think that that's where the focus should be is literacy, like fluency, like making it it's like what we do with coding at Code
mhm,
Ninjas, make it less foreign, make it less, lower the barrier to entry so people feel more welcome to say, okay, I'm going to try this out. I was showing my mom how to use ChatGPT, I think 2 weeks ago, and she finally started embracing it. And she's
mhm.
like, oh my goodness. And she's never used Google. She doesn't Google search, right? So she embraces
Right.
ChatGPT. She says, this is amazing. So I think as foreign as it is, I think, I think AI has the potential to just be more welcoming for more
Mhm.
people than the internet or digital tech has been so far. So I think that's the most exciting piece of it. Um, yeah, I agree with you. It's not like the whole that's gonna take over the world and there'll be robots everywhere, all that. I mean, maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 years, who knows? But not like
You
the
you get me. Like I
yeah,
like you.
yeah,
You
yeah.
get me. You
I appreciate
understand who Kiki is. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, I think we're aligned on the same thinking around it. It's how
Yeah.
you use it, I think
Hmm.
more to give you advantages as opposed to being too reliant on it, right?
Hmm.
That's the tricky line to kind of balance.
Right. So where could people go for more information if they want to get their kids interested in coding and maybe is it a class? Would it be a class that they would go
Oh
to?
yeah. Well, if it's particularly for Code Ninjas, you can go to codeninjas.com and you can look up any of our 400 some odd locations in the US, Canada, UK, wherever you are, wherever you're listening in from. And you come in for a free trial. We always give every student a free trial session. Hey, get a taste of what we
Hmm.
do. If you like it, let's bring you in. It is a monthly program. Kids come in once, 2 times a week for 1 to 2 hour classes, depending on the program. They might be doing robotics, they might be doing coding, they might be doing both. Summer camps are all the rage right now because we got 1 month left of summer camps.
Hmm.
But whatever they're doing, they're coming into the center, to a physical center, working with actual teachers and with actual staff, technology, et cetera, to learn coding. So visit us at codeninjas.com. If it's in general, I'm going to plug AI back in here. You can pop open ChatGPT, you can pop open Google, you can type in a sentence in ChatGPT or Google and say, I want to learn coding. Where do I start? Or coding education location. So you can look up anything, any variation, and you'll start seeing searches that not only list Code Ninjas, but other services, online, in person, all kinds of stuff out there. So
I like that it's in person too, because
yeah.
I always think, oh, I can learn it online, but sometimes I get so frustrated
Oh,
and I just give it up because, no
mhm.
one's holding me accountable.
Especially for the age group that we serve. I mean, what ages 5 to 14, they need that. I think COVID taught us that. It kind of reminded everyone this is why we have kids go to school at like 8, 7
Hmm.
in the morning and they stay there for 7 hours to learn with people. Um, at a certain age, even for adults, we need people interaction,
Hmm.
especially if you're extrovert, right? I think you're a little bit, you feel like a little extrovert energy too. COVID probably made us both go nuts. So getting out there,
It did.
being with people, it's a huge part of our learning experience as humans. So, I'm with you there.
Yeah, it's
100%.
so funny. So I work in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and my boss
Mm,
is not in my building. He's in Salt Lake or Denver, somewhere up there. And sometimes I just feel so alone. Like I'm just
mm.
working for myself. And, I know he's listening and pulling the strings and doing that, but yeah, you get lonely. Like you want people,
Feel the space around you.
interaction.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But okay, Ed, you're my bestie now, so I want you
I
to come on the
appreciate
show
that.
again, okay?
Oh, I would love to. Thank you so much for
Okay,
having me,
good, good,
Kiki. This was
good.
great.
All
Thank
right,
you.
have a great day.
You too. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye-bye.